Hi, my name is Amelia All. My pronouns are she, her, and I'm an MBA candidate here at Presidio Graduate School. I live in Emeryville, California, which is unceded Huichin Ohlone land.
And I'm Nika. I'm also an MBA student. I live in Sausalito, unceded Coast Miwok land. For those of you who don't know me, I was born on an island off the coast of Thailand. I spent my formative years traveling the remote atolls of the South Pacific on my family's liveaboard business, which you see in this photo here. We would take clients to go diving in some of the most biodiverse reefs in the world. I grew up alongside the wild sea and the people who live in relationship with her. These experiences shaped who I am today. They taught me to respect our natural ecosystems and understand how our fate is tied. Today, as Presidians, we're all too familiar with climate change's current and future impacts. As sea levels rise, island nations and coastal communities face increased risk of displacement. As oceans continue to absorb excess greenhouse gases and changes in pH levels and reduced oxygen level threaten marine life. As we continue to accept that business as usual exploits people and our most critical natural resources, we're gambling with life itself. These aren't new revelations. My grandfather, an avid sailor and ocean navigator, published a book in 1979 where he noted that the health of our oceans is at risk. For the sea to remain alive and its own requires concern and respect, requires an assumption of responsibility, requires that the sea be used honorably. According to the quality of our use of it, the sea reflects us in return. It is past time for us to reimagine our relationship with the sea, to one that deviates from extraction and into reciprocity. And in doing so, we must critically examine the economic activities that shape that relationship.
To pursue this goal, we created a business that directs resources to waterfront communities. The Marinship Venture Lab is a VC fund and incubator investing in hardware-focused, maritime, and light industrial businesses in the Marinship district of Sausalito, which, as Nika already mentioned, is on Coast Miwok land. Our mission is to support an innovation zone there that expands local economic opportunities and promotes a more equitable and regenerative blue economy. Our vision for the future of that blue economy is to serve social and ecological well-being, to prioritize communities of collaboration over competition, and to center stakeholders whose livelihoods rely on the well-being of ocean systems. In the US alone, the blue economy, also known as the ocean economy, is a $373 billion industry. It's one of the fastest growing sectors and expected to increase in value to 3 trillion over the next decade. Marinship Venture Lab harnesses that financial power combined with innovation and collaboration to support a diverse and resilient local economy that creates and keeps maritime jobs in Sausalito. Our focus is to create a strong foundation for businesses, jobs, and people locally, while also connecting with other working waterfront communities to support the global transition to a regenerative economy. This place-based approach is inspired by fractals, which teach us that how we are at the small scale is how we are at the large scale. Fractal wisdom is a guiding principle for Marinship Venture Lab. We cannot heal our oceans all at once at a large scale, but we can start small by healing our coastal communities.
But centering on growth and opportunity in general is not enough. We must ground ourselves in the needs of our communities and move from the foundation of how to best serve those needs. A place-based approach is necessary because our coastal communities are suffering from a variety of unique issues. From the threat of development, dwindling workforce, and a clear lack of investment, working waterfronts in America are slowly disappearing to be replaced by luxury housing and waterfront tourist wharfs, which primarily create low-wage, dead-end jobs that have proven to lack the economic resiliency needed to support cities during an economic downturn. This is a social and environmental justice issue. The Marinship, the site of the Venture Lab, is experiencing many of these challenges. Formerly a World War II shipyard, the area possesses the rare infrastructure to support these industries. The Marin Ship was also one of our nation's first desegregated workforces, but that progress remained in the shipyards. Housing and livelihoods for Black, Asian, and Latinx folks were still segregated, and the loss of the shipyard disproportionately impacted those communities, contributing to the economic divide we see today in Marin County. Marin County is one of the wealthiest and most segregated places in the Bay Area. This segregation was caused by racist policies like redlining and racial deed covenants. In addition to racial segregation, the wealth and income gap between Sausalito and neighboring Marin City is extreme, with a poverty rate of 25% in Marin City compared to 5% in Sausalito.
Today, the Marin Ship area is zoned for light industrial manufacturing, maritime, and artist use, and it's one of the last working waterfronts in California. It's a highly collaborative and connected community. During the pandemic, local businesses there got together to produce PPE and hand sanitizer. And companies often share resources with one another, specifically machinery that's expensive or niche. For example, a microgrid solar startup there needed to weld something, but didn't have the tools or the expertise to do so. So they simply walked down the street to the welding shop, and the people there were able to come and help them complete the project. Marin Ship Venture Lab will support existing businesses like these and entrepreneurs in the Marin Ship through investments that are flexible, simple, and sustainable. We do this through revenue-based investing, or RBI, which differs from the traditional equity-based VC investing because it's structured as a payback liability. This means that companies repay a principal loan over time at an agreed upon capped return multiple. RBI funds have a more diverse pool of applicants and portfolios. This means that they're investing in more women, Black, and POC founders, as you can see in the graph here, which shows that 41% of founders that receive RBI funding are diverse. This model is well suited for Marin Ship businesses because it allows founders to retain control by holding on to their equity. There isn't any personal collateral required of them, such as a bank loan. The payments are sustainable and reflect the revenue of the business, and there isn't any pressure for them to sell quickly. All of this means that these businesses can grow at a rate that works for them and that they will be able to stay long-term in the Marin Ship. The 4 lenses that guide the Venture Lab investment decisions are ocean health, renewable energy, sustainable maritime, and resilient waterfronts. Many of these sectors are already represented by businesses in the Marin Ship. To meet the needs of a dwindling workforce, the Marin Ship Venture Lab will also focus on expanding the opportunity to build skills in the maritime industry through apprenticeship, mentorship, and hands-on training. Through partnerships with Marin Ship businesses and the Sausalito Working Waterfront Coalition, we will support an education program for residents of Marin City that will create local jobs and boost economic development. We're not only committed to building a strong community moving forward, but also dedicated to repairing past harm when possible. For this reason, we've created an impact model designed to pay a land tax fee to the Coast Miwok Tribal Council. This is funded by a percentage of annual profits and will offer up a model for other businesses in the area to contribute in a similar manner.
These critical elements of the business are inspired by the communities who have always honored the responsibility to live in reciprocity with the natural world and each other. I started off this presentation inspired by my grandfather's words and our family's legacy in relation to the sea. As I look forward, I hope my future ancestors and yours will one day live in greater harmony with the ocean and inherently understand its values beyond numbers. Thank you. Please connect with us if you want to learn more, have questions, or are interested in partnering with us.